you give me your first salary, I will do something with it. You don't have to. That's still feeling like very yeah. From my childhood, I was very much like hands-on. So I was always like picking apart my toys, like disassembling them and looking at how they work. At that time, in the second year, I had joined one of your courses on vehicle dynamics. So that was like 6 months course. Like you had also had a test where you gave discounts for the courses as well. So I joined that course at first.
So great. To give you an overview, that it's a very casual chat, Hannah. We are going to talk about lot many things, starting from your reason to be into engineering, and then to your engineering journey, and then your placement journey, and how you see your future, and to discuss somewhere about the problem what colleges are facing. So there are 5, 6 areas which we are going to touch in the session today.
Yeah, sure.
To begin with, first of all, I warmly welcome you to be part of this podcast with us.
Yeah.
And
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Yeah.
happy to see someone who have I met personally, and I think I remember I came to your campus and took that session. Uh,
Mhm.
and I'm not sure. I think I was in a wheelchair at that time, or I met with an accident, and I came after a month to your campus, and we
Mhm.
conducted a screening, and you were there in it, and finally you been part of the program.
Mhm.
So to ask you about your engineering journey, like if you would like to define your engineering in one word, what that could be, that how was it in last 3 years?
So I would say it was a kind of a roller coaster ride. That's what I would say.
Okay, how? Like,
So beginning with the starting 2 years, due to the COVID pandemic, we had online classes as everyone has been facing. So I was feeling very much dejected that I couldn't physically touch the machines.
hmm,
Like being a mechanical engineer, the main reason that I took was I would be able to access those machines like lathe machines, drilling, all those things, because we had an engineering practices lab at that time, right, in the first and second years. So I was feeling very much sad that I couldn't handle those machines in the first year itself. And the major reason for like choosing engineering was like because I was like from my childhood I was very much like hands-on. So I was always like picking apart my toys, like disassembling them and looking at how they work, and also assembling them back so that they are back to their original form. And I was also fascinated by all the machines, mainly automobiles, and how they were like making power out of nowhere. That's what I thought. They are like they are putting some fuel and then it's running. How I was always wondering. So as I grew up, I learned a lot more things, and I was clear that I was suitable for taking engineering, especially mechanical engineering. So that's my journey.
really, really great. So yeah, I think you are from the COVID batch, and
Yeah, yeah. The day after we had our final second 12th exams, lockdown started. Yeah.
true. So, I unfortunately, majority of the mechanical students were not able to go through all the practical subjects which they have in the initial years of engineering. And then how you covered it up, like how you have made yourself come up with a plan that you will cover your 4 years of engineering in 2 years.
Yeah, so I think a major part of that came from my participation in my college Baja team. So as I am a part of my Baja team for the past 3 years, I got the opportunity to have more hands-on time with the machines, and also had a like practical knowledge with whatever like I studied in the class, that I could apply it in my project, that the making of the car. And also at that time in the second year, I had joined one of your courses on vehicle dynamics. So that was like 6 months course. Like you had also had a test where you gave discounts for the courses as well. So I joined that course at first. And before that, in the first year itself, I had joined a small like Slave Fox company, which also taught us design of ATV.
Hmm.
So this was also a part of my college alumni. So the alumni had all made a webinar for that design of ATV. So I was very much interested to join this team. And this team and also the Capabl course has helped me give a lot more practical and theoretical knowledge. So Capabl like gave me that theoretical side of things, and my college Baja team gave me the practical side of things. So I would say that that fast forwarded my learning, and also gave me a lot of problems and ways to solve them. So if I face a problem in my team, so I could always like come back to my theoretical knowledge, and then look back how can I solve this, and also had like group discussions with my team as well, and also come up with various solutions for it. So that's that's been my a way of covering up the 2 years.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Quite exciting. So, in when you participated in Baja, which department you were focusing on, and what you took care of in your team?
So initially, in the first year of joining the team, I was like just a general member. I wasn't in a particularly specific thing because I had to learn a lot of things being a first time in Baja. So I was always a part of everything, like being a part of design, being a part of the presentations, being a part of the fabrication team, and finally participating in the phase 3 event. So that was my part in first year. In the second year, I was given some responsibilities in design, and also was handling a lot of the paperwork, like the submission of the reports, and also like doing some basic analysis, CA analysis, like that.
Hmm.
Now, being in the final third year in the team, I am currently the manager. So I am my responsibilities include like giving the time schedules for my other teammates, like making sure that work gets done on time, and
Hmm.
also handling of finances. So that has been my role in the past 3 years.
Great. And how you? I've heard a lot from students here. Ki these events like where you have to be in event for 6 to 8 months because Baha is a very long event.
Hmm.
Student says that we got KTs in our exam, we got supplementary, we got failed because we were not able to focus on academics, and
Hmm.
after the event, I was not able to even get a job or something. So,
Hmm.
how you see how useful these events like Baha, Supra, or Formula students are?
So I would say if the success of the event, like success of that event in the student's life would be 50-50, both from the college side and as well from the student side. So if the colleges support them, like if they are able to like separate out time for these students who are participating in special events, like giving them extra classes or doubt clearing sessions, I would say that that part may help them score well in academics. And also the students must be able to like multitask. So it's also up to the students to multitask, so that they should also have a clear focus plan, like how they are going to separate their both academics as well as their Baha side. So like special events. So also you would also get the practical knowledge. So that's the main thing. So whatever you study inside the four walls, you won't be able to apply it unless you participate in events like this. So I would say like students need not feel dejected if they get failed, if they are having the particular practical knowledge. So finally, the interviewer might ask like, "What is like what was the knowledge? Why did you fail?" So you might also tell that I had learned this, but in the way like somewhat I was not able to fail, but the next time I was able to pass. So something like that they can say. And I would finally come to say that practical knowledge is everything. So if a student has knowledge, it may be either through academics or by practical means. They should have knowledge. So that's the final goal. That's my guess. Yeah.
Getting it, getting it. True, yeah. It depends, as you rightly said, it depends 50-50 on college support and students also. If a college will not give leaves and support to students, his journey of being part of the event will get tougher and tougher.
Yeah.
Great, great. So, tell me that let's go back a little to your 10th and 12th days. And so, why engineering? Like, you had so many options with you, right? And these days, when you joined engineering, engineering might not be into its best
Mhm.
reputation. है ना? We see the most memes about engineers today than
Yeah.
engineers. Then, what makes you to join?
So being like since my childhood, I was more like stereotypical like academia. Like I always used to get the top marks in my class, and I was also forced to being like that. But still, I had a way of studying that which makes sure that I always understand the concept and then get then apply them instead of just mugging up and then just vomiting in the new exam papers. So also like I had a chance to get into MBBS like doctor, but I couldn't pass the exam. So that was one of the parts. Also, I thought like engineering and doctor is like both like they are more critical to humans. So being like that is like saving the person, and this is like luxury, like giving luxury to the humans. And so I thought like, okay, anything is fine. And engineering, it's like in the point of the person. It's not like in the point of the society. So if you are interested and if you are passionate about engineering, no matter what the society says, you just have to take it. And you can excel if you have the passion. It will drive you through to get success. So that's my view.
I'm getting it. And why mechanical? Then, like, what was the reason for that?
So the reason that I chose mechanical was the initially that I said. So I had like very much keen on hands-on experience, and also like I was very much fascinated by automobiles. So I thought like why not link the two with having mechanical. So no other department in my head like at that time had these kind of experiences. So it was also having thermal, all the mechanical basic stuff, and I thought of taking mechatronics, but some of them suggested that I start with a wider network like mechanical instead of going into a very niche in the first time itself for my bachelor's. So that's why I chose mechanical.
Nice logic. Actually, when you choose the wider side of it, you have the freedom
More
to get
options,
into
yeah.
more options. Perfect. And if you talk a little about your initial days when you were learning things online and you try to engage yourself into the events and activities, so you have a crowd of 60 to 80 students in your class, right?
Yeah.
How you would segregate them in terms of their activeness, and what percentage of students are of what type? If you need to segregate the whole crowd, what type of crowd you see in your class or in and around in your college?
Yeah. So if I had to take back to my online days, I would say like the top only one person. Like in my class, I was the only person who was attentive. Like
Okay.
even the teachers used to say that only I am active and nobody else. They were like just turning on the video, like turning on the like joining in and then not like listening, just
Okay.
going on somewhere else and doing their stuff. So there was no response from the student side. So they were feeling very much sad that they weren't getting more responses from the student side. And moving on to the physical, like in the past 2 years, I would say that students can be categorized into like two or three mainly. So one would be the person who is very much passionate about engineering, who chose this path for himself or herself. And the second person would be like who was forced to take engineering. So there are many households that force people to take their engineerings. So that's the second category. And the third category would be like the guy who's like rich, who's like having money. It's like just joining it for the fun. So that's the third kind of thing, person. So these are the three kinds of people that I've seen in my college.
Okay. And what percentage would be what when you were offline in the college in last 3 years?
So I would say like nearly 20% would be the people who are passionate about like engineering, and the remaining like 40 would be the other two categories equally distributed. So that's what my observation was.
My goodness, that's a very huge number. If you say the 80% who don't come with a passion or a reason to do engineering, then even the outcome goes with the same line, right? That
Yeah.
I'm getting it. And how serious you have seen right now? You are in your final year, right?
Yeah.
So still it's 6 months are left, and on an average, how many students from your college are placed? What percentage from your batch?
So in mechanical, to be exact, we have a strength of totally 180 students. So out of that, to my knowledge, I think there are only 15 students who have been placed.
Oh, only
So
10%.
yeah, only 15 people, not 15, but 15 people. That's it.
Yeah,
Like
10%.
totally like
Around 10.
7 to 10%. Yeah.
My goodness. Okay.
So in that, out of that, only like 80 to 100 people are eligible for most of the companies. So they are having arrears and all those stuff. So
And
this is a very sad news. Yeah.
why they're getting rejected? Like if 80 or 90 are eligible, why remaining 70, 80 people are not getting selected in job?
So according to my view, like starting, we only had like software-based companies entering into our campus in the sixth and seventh semester. So we only had like around 4 to 5 core companies to come to our college campus. So also the base, like since we had the 2 years of online classes, their bases were not strong. So people like interviews were almost like going to those years of syllabus, like strength of materials, material science, all those stuff which were covered in the second year. So people are not strong, and also they were like, what do you say? They weren't feeling serious, so they're like lethargic. They're like, I'll take it, I'll do some other thing. They're just always procrastinating. They're like, they won't prepare for the interview properly. So these were some of the reasons that they weren't able to place. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what do you think? You might be in touch with your seniors also, right? Who
Hmm.
graduated this year, and
Yeah.
a decent percentage of them also would be unemployed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What they are doing exactly, and how what they are ended up doing now?
So they have joined like basic software companies that they are not feeling too much like they just joined it for the sake of joining, and that's what they are. They don't feel like comfortable with their work, so they are always like stressed out. They'll be like, "Oh, what is this?" Like that. They are not feeling happy. That's what my view is.
And what is the average CTC students are getting these days through these
So
drives?
these for mechanical the base is like 3.5 to 5. So that's the maximum that we are having in our college.
Okay, okay. So which would be around 30,000 rupees a
Yeah.
month or
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Okay. And how you see, like, you let's say you are in Chennai and you got a job in Bangalore and you get a salary of 30,000 rupees. Out of that you get 25,000 in your pocket. Then
Mm.
how you see a student would survive in 25,000 rupees in a different city where he need to take care of food, accommodation, travel? So have you talked to any senior, and did you got to know that how they manage themselves in such less salary?
Yeah, so one of my seniors is living in Chennai. He's like from village side. So I would say like it depends upon the city. So the cost of living in Bangalore is really high compared to Chennai. So you could just get by in a salary of 10,000. I would say like in here in Chennai. If you are sharing a room with the other roomies,
Hmm.
like you can get by 10,000. So the remaining can be saved for your purposes. So it also depends upon the location mainly. So if you are in a location where the expenses not that high, and if the like future in that the scope in that company is really good, I would say like students can go for it.
Hmm.
And as of now we haven't got any like out of Chennai placements, so I don't have any much experience in that and how people think or anything like that. So that's
Got
what.
it. I got it. So when I'm going a little back again, and because I'll tell you from where it is coming out. My co-founder and my best friend, Umang, we both are study buddies. Like, we studied from nursery class till 12th together. So
Hmm.
sharing the same bench from same school. And after that, we were in quota to prepare for IIT JEE, and my rank was around 2 lakh. His rank was around 600. You know, so he got
Hmm.
into IIT Madras, and I was in a very tier three private college, like that. So then, have you faced that any one of your friend after 10th or 12th, he got into a very good college, and you talked to him, and you somewhere, how it felt to you, that what is the difference between your college and his college in terms of the engineering journey you both carry?
So yeah, so I would say like the experience is very much different in both of my experience and my friend's experience. So I would say like the environment there would be totally different, and there the people like the students are not forced to like study, so they are not like they are having constant classes, like they are not spoon fed basically. So
Hmm.
that's the main problem. So in other like prestigious colleges like IITs, Anna universities, all of those, they
Hmm.
don't spoon feed people lessons. So that's the main reason that the students like they feel like they are wanting more lessons from the staff.
Hmm.
So that gives them the like what do you say, that motivates them to learn more, so they would be more with books rather than with stuff. Only if they have some doubts they only go with stuff, but here in other tier 3 colleges they're like always spoon fed. Where you are sitting on one bench, people staff will just come and go by, they will be teaching stuff. Yeah, in the back benches someone will be shouting, they'll be doing their own stuff. So that's like the main problem is getting spoon fed. So this is the like thing that has to change in tier 3. So that's my experience. So that's what I have felt.
Okay. And do you think, like, if a student or a classmate of yours who is in the college right now,
Mhm.
if he all of a sudden he need to shift to a IIT or in a prestigious college, would he able to accommodate himself like the people which is surrounded to him, or he will be the same spoon-feeded guy who is in your college? So, do you think the
Uh,
environment and the peers change you as a person?
so in the short run, I would say he will be staying the same. In the long run, maybe if you are giving him a time of 1 or 2 years, I think he would be changing to the environment. So if he's starting in the first year, he's being like spoon fed, like he's been spoon fed all through his 12th. I
Hmm.
think the environment would change him to the way that the IITs or prestigious colleges want. So, but in the short term, if you are putting him, he will be feeling really stressed and he will be like feeling lacking behind. He might even get demotivated. So that's my view.
So how a tier 3 college student, let's say our viewers are from tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 city colleges, where they have no exposure, nothing. What are the ways you think they could become industry ready and they could keep them up to date with the industry and have chances to compete with a tier 1 city student to get a job?
Yeah, so I think they have to like move a little bit away from the academics. They have to have a communication, proper communication with the staff members. So they should ask them like apart from academics, they should ask what is the updated technologies that we are doing right now. So the staff might be like they can start a point. They can give you a starting point to where you can start your learning journey. So I would say like having apart from academics, you should have a own learning where you have to learn more things, newer things. So I would say like whatever the education that we are getting in our tier 3 colleges, that I would say they are the only base. They are only the foundation of what is there out there. So I think we have to build on top of it. So we have to put that extra effort. If your college is if a group of people like are like-minded, you can also approach the college to have sessions for you, like having in new age practices like AML, all those things which are easy to like learn. So if you have the time, you can also learn those things, which is like due to like industry 5.0, all of them are moving towards that. So I think instead of being like simply still in SOM, FM, thermal, those are also important, but you should also be able to adapt to the new technologies because that's the future. And also the companies are looking forward for it. So now what's the problem is like when a interviewer or employer recruits a person from the tier 3, they have to like give them extra training. So if you are able to know what the training is, you can also have that inculcated in your studying, in your learning in the college itself. So that makes the employer more attractive. It makes you more attractive so that he doesn't have to give that extra training for you. So that saves him time and money. So that makes you like very much attractive and stand apart from the crowd, from your peers. So that's what I would say.
Got it. And how you started your journey, like you being part of the Baja team, but what was the first baby step you took being from a tier 3 college and you realize that you need to upskill? The first problem I see is that most of the students don't even know that they are missing something because they being from such a small town and small college, or they believe whatever they are doing in the college is correct. If they are coming to classes, getting good marks, it means they are doing a good engineering. But they realize all this mistake when they come into their third or fourth year of engineering, when they start getting rejected from companies. So if after watching this session, people who are in early year of engineering and they want to do something, what are the small baby steps they can take to start their learning journey apart from regular academics?
Yeah. So first, I would say before joining the college, I think many of them would have access to any of their seniors like who have been passed out. So like who are working or who have been passed out. I think they should have some serious talk, like how was their experience and get an experience from it. So they can plan their path, how they are going to move forward. And also, if after they're getting their admission, they should talk with the people in that college. So I had the chance of talking with my alumni through that course that I said, design of ATV, right? So I had a chance to talk with my seniors, and they were telling if you are able to do this in your these many years, I think you would be able to get a good job. So that's what I did, and also have a open eye in social media, a lot of stuff in LinkedIn, Instagram, where they post content which is like very much new age, like AML, all those courses and stuff. You can also learn them for free through YouTube also. So if you're not that much privileged to have courses, you can also learn through YouTube. So that gives you a really good base upon which you can build upon after you join the company. So it's like giving you a first step instead of having just being in the 0th step itself. So it shows that it shows the employer that you can take steps apart from your peers. So that's what employees finally look for. How you are able to learn yourself instead of being spoon fed all the time.
True. And so if I talk about you, that you got into 3 companies, right? You got 3 job offers in a time period where students don't even able to crack 1 company, and you crack 3, being a mechanical engineer. And so tell us a little about your experiences of all the 3 companies, what they asked you, what was the name of those companies, and What was the role, and what they asked you, which you found interesting in terms of they judged you as an engineer? So what was that?
So yeah, so my like placement journey started off in my sixth semester, where I was applying for many software companies, but I wasn't getting into any. I would always like get out by the aptitude round itself. So that made me like feel really sad. I was like doubting myself whether I am like ready or not. So I was waiting. So in the start of the seventh semester, I got three companies. So the three companies that I said. So one was Accenture, other was Andrich and Renault Nissan. So these three companies, they had come to a college campus. They had given asked for the database. So I'd apply for these three. So the starting was the first company that I had my placements was Andrich. So Andrich Technology. So this is a like 150-year-old Finnish company. Were like into many. They were like consultancy basically. So they were looking for people who would be designing boilers for them. So this is like thermal based company. So their recruitment process was very simple and very physical. So they had come to a college on one day. They had just selected all the students who had applied for the database, and they just had a physical written test. That's it. So it was like very much straightforward. And one round was the aptitude round, and the other round was the like theory, like technical round. So based upon these two, after these were like just MCQ questions of like 25 questions of sort. Those were like easy to medium questions. So after 2 days, they had come out with the results. Like out of 80 people, they had selected around 25. So this was the selection. These 25 people were eligible for the next round, which was GD. So group discussion basically. So this time what happened was we were exposed to the CEO of the company. The CEO himself had come for the recruitment process, and I was like feeling like really scared. Like the CEO of the company is coming here. So in my panel, GD was separated into a group of 5. So we 5 students had to in my unfortunately, I was talking with the CEO for the GD itself.
Oh my God.
And I was like feeling really tense. What is he going to think about? He was like a very senior guy, and I was like, but he was still chill. He wasn't like feeling like making us frightened. He was always chill. He was like, don't worry, just have a casual talk. So the GD topic was basically like how social media is killing the youth, or how is it helping them. So a general GD topic. We had a discussion for around 10 minutes, and then we were wound up. So afterwards, it was a personal interview, so one-on-one, face-to-face, and the questions that they had asked again, CEO had come for me again for the personal interview as well. I was like, what is this deja vu? And so okay, and I was like, I was comfortable at this time, so I wasn't like feeling very scared. And basically, he just looked through my resume, and he was like, he had looked through one of my projects. Like I had done a scale model of an SSLV.
Okay.
So this was like for my mechanical symposium in college. I just used some sheet metal and just made a rocket. He was like, "What is the expansion of SSLV?" So I explained about him. And at that time, we were having the the lunar Chandrayaan, right? So he was asking about that, and he was testing like whether this guy knows his GK or not. So that was one of the questions.
Okay.
And then moving on, he asked me like which field are you comfortable with. So I just said I am feeling good with automobile, and he asked like what are the different types of clutches, how does the power move from the engine to the wheels. Like since the engine is always running, how do you make sure that the start-stop condition, how the engine is being powered. So these were some of the basic questions, and after answering them, he was like asking like what are the field like related to thermal are you comfortable with. So I said anything is fine with me. So since he was looking for a boiler based guy, so he asked questions from that, like what are the types of boilers, or what is a boiler basically, what is the latent heat of evaporation. So he was basically asking questions from what I had said. So I had told that at this pressure, depending upon the pressure, there are different types of boilers. So this depends upon the latent heat of evaporation. So he asked further questions based on that. So this was my feeling, and this was my interview. So that's it. So it was just a 10-minute interview, and I was like, okay, I felt okay with it. I wasn't like really confident that I would get the job.
Okay.
So after like 2-3 days, I got the offer that I was placed. So around like 25, only 3 people from mechanical and 3 people from chemical were placed.
Nice.
So this was my first placement. And moving on, the second company was Accenture.
Okay.
So Accenture was totally like opposite of this. It was totally online. Nothing was like offline.
Okay.
So starting, they had given us a hall ticket and all those things. We had starting with the aptitude round, and we had some technical rounds. So these two rounds. After that, we had the coding round. So we had basically C Pro. My college has given me some training on C. So I was also like able to crack that. To coach basically, I was able to successfully crack that, and I had gone to the communication and then physical interview. Sorry, personal interview. And in the personal interview, it was basically more of like a HR type of questions. So since being a mechanical guy, he wasn't like asking too many technical questions with me. So he was like, what would you do in this situation if you had to complete a work in by the end of the day? How would you finish it? So these were the types of questions that they had asked. So I was also feeling okay with it. But finally, from my department, I was the only guy placed in Accenture. So around
So,
like 5 people were selected for the final round, but I was the only guy who was
okay,
placed in
nice.
Accenture.
So, where did the majority of the students got rejected?
In the final personal round. So they weren't able to also one more thing, their communication in English was really poor. So they weren't able to converse easily in English. So that was one of the major drawbacks.
Okay.
And I think since like in my as I said in my school days itself, I was part of like the Cambridge English part. So I had given some exams, so I always felt comfortable with English. So I think like students must also have a part with these kind of things. Like they should also have a language because English is like a worldwide language, right? So you should be able to easily converse in that language.
True.
So that helped me crack the Accenture. So this was my second, and the third was Renault Nissan. So
Okay.
Renault Nissan had to go off campus. They had held at a place near my college. So around 300 students had come from various different colleges
Okay.
for
Nice.
Renault Nissan. So in the starting, they had a pre-placement talk, and then we had before that we had an aptitude round, which was in online. So aptitude round, after clearing that, we had a normal like aptitude was like a technical base, and then normal aptitude. And after clearing that, they had gone to that college. It was Crescent College in Vandalur, near Vandalur. And in that, we started with GD. So we were separated into groups of 20. So this was like a new thing to me. GD having 20 people.
Mike,
So
you got a chance to speak there?
no, that was the thing. So it was like, I don't know how to say this, but it was like kind of fish market. So we weren't getting me and my friend was the only guy who was in the same college in that batch. So we both were like really good in communication. So we were like being kind, and we were waiting like when will these guys give a chance. They were like speaking like at the time like randomly. So we were feeling really like bad, and then somehow we got the chance to speak the right points, and they were able to select us. So moving on, after the GD, we had the technical round. So in that technical round, again, they were asking the same basic questions like based on thermal, like what are all the different types of cycles, like auto cycle, diesel cycle. They also had asked me to draw the cycles in a pen and paper, and also explain how it is working. And moving on, after thermal, he had gone with SOM, strength of material. So how the shear moment, shear force diagrams and the bending moment diagrams. How does the diagram look when different beams are loaded at different types of forces? And also he had asked questions based on design of machine elements. So what are all the different theories of failure, all those things. So this was what they had asked. So he hadn't gone through the Baja part at all. But from my other peers who had participated in that Renault Nissan, there were different around 5 batches of technical rounds, I guess. So there were 5 different people, and one guy was from export, I guess. He didn't ask any technical questions, it seems. And all the other guys were like wholly technical. So the people who had gone through that export guy, they were lucky that they could get inside easily.
Okay.
My interview in Renault Nissan was around 20 to 30 minutes. It was fully intense round. After that, after clearing the technical, I had gone to the HR. HR was again basically HR questions they were asking how do you which department would you like to join, what are all the strengths and weaknesses, all those things. And this was the final round in Renault Nissan. So after a week, I got my results there.
Nice. So which one you found the most interesting out of these three?
I would say both Androids and Renault Nissan. So I never thought that they will be having offline, like still going in by the old school method of having written tests and then evaluating us. And also the Renault Nissan, it was like having a chance to compete outside of college. So all the other was inside of college campus itself, but the Renault Nissan was a chance to compete with other colleges. So that these two are like the most interesting ones.
So 300 students from, I guess, 20, 30 different colleges, right? Who were
Mhm.
there. Like
Yeah.
so any moment of clash have happened there, like you guys were getting that sense of competitiveness from each other, or apart from the GD, have you encountered any such incidents there?
Yeah, we were like basically like since it was like having a five different people in the technical round, I think we were separated out in the first itself. We weren't like talking with each other easily.
Hmm.
So these were happening in different areas. We only got to know after we had completed our HR round. So there wasn't that much competitiveness in between us.
Okay, that sledging is happening there. People are talking.
Mhm.
So all that have not happened.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Great, great. So, what was your family reaction like? You got first one, and then second and third. What was the time gap between all three of the offers?
I would say like around 2 months, I guess.
In 2 months, you got three.
Yeah.
So, what was your reaction? I think the first one, when you got the first job. So, what was the reaction of your parents, and how you?
They were like they were happy, but they were not happy with the package. They were like only 4.25, like only 30,000. How will you manage? They were expecting like around 6 LPA, like at least having 50,000 per lakh.
Okay.
So like I had told them that this is the basic pay of a mechanical like core company. So then afterwards they were like okay with that. Okay.
Okay.
So since I'm based out of Chennai, I think my expenses would be low.
Hmm.
So I would able to be save that much money. So also they were happy that I was able to get placed in three companies. So
Okay.
the IT was like a backup. So in case if I hadn't got placed into any other company, so IT was my Accenture was my backup. So
Getting it. Getting it. Great, great. And as you say that, why other students are not getting placed, if even if they being serious, one point you said that poor communication skills. Those
mm,
who got till the final round, they got rejected because they were not able to communicate well. If we
mm.
talk about the initial rounds, and if you specifically talk about the technical and the HR round which they do, what are the key things a interviewer check in your resume, and what type of questions they ask to you from the resume?
Yeah. So I would say don't lie in your resume. That's the first point.
Okay.
So if you lie in your resume, like copying it from somebody else, they will look at the resume, they'll go through it thoroughly. They'll ask questions based from that only. So as I said, from Andrew's guy, he asked me like what was SSLV.
Hmm.
So he was basically checking whether I was doing that project, even if I hadn't submitted any proof. But he was instead of like having it, if you have somebody else's project and if he asks you the same question, you will feel really demotivated.
Hmm.
So it will like start the interview in a wrong way. It won't be
Hmm.
starting you in a right way.
Hmm.
And also you should make a resume like in a short and sweet format. You shouldn't having a long pages. Like also having the resume in like old type of thing, like having in a table or column, having those all like monotonous things. I think the interviewer also will not be facing like will not be feeling satisfied with your resume. So it'll be like, what is this boring guy? Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So also having maximum of 1 to 2 pages of resume is max. So more than that, I don't think the interviewer has time to look through it because
Hmm.
he has to take interviews for so many other people, right? So if you aren't able to put things in your resume, just talk during the interview itself. So you can just point out that you have done this, but you couldn't put it in your resume. So they will be asking questions based on that. If
Hmm.
they feel satisfied that you have done that, it shows that you have done that thing. They'll
Hmm.
be considering you for that instead of having it in the resume. So also you should have something like I would say you should be a part of any clubs in your college. That should also put you like through a good practical experience. If you are able to have like participate in events like Baja Supra or anything, at
Hmm.
least be a part of some many professional club. Like
Hmm.
there are many clubs like SC, Indian Building Society, BS. So
Hmm.
many clubs are there. Be a part of it and attend events. Just being a part of it doesn't give you anything. Attend some events so that you get some knowledge on what is going on in the world.
Hmm.
So this is what my resume tips would be.
Okay. So if I summarize it, first thing you said that they would look for genuine details, and they will cross verify it to understand whether you are faking or real. So be real. And in that, what they would check, what projects you have done, they will deep dive into it. What type of competitions you have been part of, clubs and community you are already engaged in, and then comes any certifications or skills which you have acquired so far. Internships, I believe they would also check on your previous past experiences of
Yeah,
internships.
I had given that, but in my three recruitments, I don't think they have asked questions basically from that. But they, I think they have considered it. Yeah.
Okay, but rest of the things are something which they deeply dive into. That is your projects, that is competitions, clubs,
Mm.
engagement, certifications, etc. Right?
Mm.
Got it. Perfect. And when we talk about all those students, when a student apply, right, he just apply because he's eligible for that placement,
Mm.
right? And then he sit for aptitude. Let's say his aptitude get clear, okay, and then say his technical also sometime get clear, sometime not. But we take one situation, his technical got clear, and then he go for a technical interview or a HR interview with an empty resume, okay, where
Mm.
he don't have any of these things, competition, event, etc., etc. What percentage of him is to get placed and have a interview interaction with the interviewer? If his CV just have his degree, one or two basic activities, and personal information, that's it.
Mm. So I would say chances would be around like 25 to 40% maximum. So it also depends upon the luck. Like if the employer is looking for a very studious guy who is very loyal, I think he might employ him. But if a person is looking for like how he is able to solve problems, like real world problems, those kind of thing, I think he might get rejected. So most of the employees now are looking for people who can solve problems. So they don't want studious guys. They want people who can apply that knowledge. They don't want people like teaching stuff. They don't want teachers in their company. They want engineers who can solve problems, real world problems. So I think majority of the companies look for any activity that is related to engineering other than engineering. So they'll be looking at how you spend time, your other time, your like useful time. So I think that would be my view.
Got it. So the chances of getting selected with an empty resume is very less as
Very less.
compared to someone who's engaged into different things.
Yeah.
And how important is CGPA? Like if you got 9 CGPA, 9.5 versus I got 6.5, the company need only 6. I got
Hmm.
6.5, you got 9.5. Will it going to play an extra advantage if I'm active and I have a lot of internship, event, competition, etc. in my CV?
Yeah, I think a person having a low CGPA but having like participated in various events would have a higher, more percentage of getting the job compared to a guy who's 9.5. As I previously said, they don't want people who are studious.
Hmm.
That can be achieved by having like studying the day earlier and then just vomiting it in the exam the next day. So they don't want people like that. They want people who can solve problems.
Okay.
So they require skills. So that they can also cross verify it, like if the person has 9.5, they can ask them real questions and they would see whether he can solve that thing then and there. So if he is able to do that, then he might get placed. So that's the difference.
So we're talking about three idiots here, like that Puntuk Wangdu and Chatur. So Chaturs are not getting placed these days in colleges.
Yeah.
Getting it. Great. And how about your juniors? Like how you see them? What are the mistakes students are doing in engineering, and you are seeing the same mistake done by your juniors, which will lead them to not get a job after graduation? So what are those mistakes they are doing as of now, and which they should not do?
So I would say like people like my juniors are still not part of any of the activities in college or in like societies. So I would encourage them to join in any one of these so that they can do something outside the college. So they are not participate. If they are at least able to participate in competitions like hackathons that are happening in other colleges, I think they will get some exposure. People are like feeling very lethargic. Why should I do this? I can do that something else. I can watch movie or something like that.
Hmm.
So I think they should use their time more efficiently. And one more thing that I can see in my students, juniors are like they are not feeling like particularly passionate, as I said earlier.
Hmm.
So people without passion, I don't think that we can do something. I think that should be coming from their side. So I think we can at least motivate them, telling that these are the kind of opportunities, these are the skills that will be required. I think we can motivate them, and the rest is up to them. So I think these are the things that I see in my juniors.
I got it. I got it. Any many of the juniors I met with who are in the second and third year of engineering, they say we don't know from where to start. We don't know anyone. We don't have any teacher or faculty in the college to guide. So, do you think there can be any system or ecosystem where a senior could guide a junior, a junior could regularly get in touch with alumni? Do college provide you any such platform where you can engage with your alumni and learn from them?
Yeah, so our college has something called as Alumni Talk. So every month we get a session with one of our prestigious alumni who have like been successful, and they share their experience with us. So that is one of the good things in my college. So also people, they can connect through people who don't have access to the alumni. They can connect through like various platforms like LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, if you basically put your college and you mention that you are a student here, you will always get connections from your alumni. So I think that is one of the great ways to use social media to approach your alumni. So you can ask their experience. So you will get an idea as to what to do in your college days itself. So you will learn from their own mistakes.
Okay, great. And now you become a big man. You got 3 offers, and so how you are thinking that one, if anyone reaches to, or even if not, how you would like to give back to society of what you have learned so far once you join a company and you become a industry expert?
So my I would say like I have a group of like juniors that I'm close to, like the Baja team juniors. So if they have any like personal doubts as to like how to do something, like they having any problems, I can just give them, like, guide them through that. And also like if the college asks me to come and join, so I'd be happy to join and give a session about my career. And once I feel like I have done like successfully accomplished something, I think I would share my learnings with my juniors. So through like LinkedIn, or posting it through like my college's WhatsApp groups or anything like that. So that's one of the ways that I'm thinking of providing back to the society.
Nice. That's great. That's great. And so when you are going to join, I know you are still confused between these 3 offers. So you still have 6 months of engineering left. So how you are spending it? You're relaxed, you're chill. How you are enjoying these holiday days of yours?
So right now we are in the fabrication part in our bar, so I'm still busy with that thing.
Okay.
So I haven't like received any joining dates as of now. So I think I'd be getting it in the month of January or February. So I think after the provisional certificates have been given, I think I'll be given the joining dates.
Okay.
So right now I'm just having like, I'm not in the pressure of getting placed. So that's one thing. That's one thing taken care of. So I don't have to worry about that thing.
Okay.
I'm still looking for other opportunities if I'm able to like crack more higher packages. So I have to see for that. If I get any opportunities like that, I think I might prepare for that, and that's how my time would go.
Got it. Anything for my first salary was very, I can say I never did a job, but my first income was very special for me. And I always thought of that this is what I'll do with my first salary or first income. So do you have anything in your mind what you're going to do with that money?
Not yet. I haven't like decided. But inside my parents, they are like, "You give me your first salary, I'll do something with it. You don't have to." That's still feeling like very yeah. See, like you don't have, I'll give you the salary. You get the first salary. You do whatever you want with the second salary. You don't ask the first salary. I'm like, okay, fine.
Then you have
So
to wait for 2 months then.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. And what is your feel like the transition of after getting placed as a person? How you feel from inside? How your day-to-day behavior got changed internally? And just if you could give an insight. I don't know the exact question to ask, but I know the swift and change when we get succeeded in life, and you have tasted that success a little through these placements. So how we experience it in a day-to-day life?
So I would say like I'm feeling more self-confident, and I also get more respect from my peers and my college faculty compared to others, and always like seeing my face in the like notice board that being placed, it makes me feel proud, and also makes me strive to get more successes, like more higher packages and all those things. So also I always try to be humble. Like people when they approach me, like ask me like how do I crack this, crack that, I always feel open, and I always share my tips with them so that they can also get successful in their own ways.
Great. I think I'm feeling a little proud to hear that every day you're being in the college, still you'll be there for 6 months, and you see your juniors coming up to you, it gives that feel of a success celebrity, where you have cracked a couple of job interviews where students are not even able to crack one. Great. And now I would like to talk a little about us also, that somewhere we came into your part a year back or so, or 2 year back, when you
Hmm.
were in your second year. So from where did you got to know about Capabl, and what are the key things? What was your reason to join Capabl? What you liked and what clicked you to make us join? And and then how was your journey with us?
So yeah, so the first time I had learned about Capabl was when Arbas had done that video on live session on the steering Mercedes-Benz design. So in the YouTube live stream, right? So that's when I got to know about Capabl, which was ATJ at that time. So I was like very much fascinated about the way that he taught the concepts, and I was like feeling very confident. But also like before, like in the previous like course of design of ATV, I wasn't like into deep, like too much deep into the concepts of the theoretical concepts. I was just into like tip of the iceberg. So I was like looking at these things are there, but I don't know what more about inside. So once I got to know about that, I had given that test, and successfully like I got passed and I got a discount from your side. So I was able to like join the course. After I looked into like the course brochure, I was like feeling okay, this might be the course for me. So I just gone through that, and it had helped me like through my Baja journey very much. I could get recollect points from that, and I implement it in my vehicle, and it has also given me some like gains in my performance in the vehicle, and also like the projects that I did. So apart from my Baha, these projects from Capabl side gave me like time to experiment with the softwares, with the theory that I had learned, and also like come up with doubts. So if I had any doubts, I was able to like clarify them immediately with your side. So that has given me one of the thing that has given me a like good opportunity to learn apart from my college. So I think this kind of stuff is not being taught in college, like automobile, like very much deep. Like these are the things that you get from books like Thomas Gillespie. So nobody has the time like to read that books. Some of them might not have. Some of the book ones they can do that, but others they don't. They feel like if it is in a AV form, like audiovisual form, they will be able to learn easily. So that was one of the ways that Capabl had helped me. And also like the projects, like half of my projects had come from your side. So whatever the projects that I did for Capabl, I put it in my resume. So people are like, okay, so this guy has done this. So he has used these softwares. He has had the practical knowledge both in the like software side and also in the physical side. So this has helped me a lot. And also like I was able to like guide my juniors. Like if they have any problems with their software or they're not able to understand something, I was always there to help them. So this knowledge was given to me by like ETG only. So I haven't found this anywhere else. So I would say like this was a good opportunity and a good use of my time. So I would say it was a good investment that I did here.
I'm happy to hear that. And as you say that the projects were something which you highlighted in the resume.
Hmm.
So if I talk about the overall contribution, do you think Capabl was somewhere present and contributed to your success of placement, and to make a strong CV of yours? And what could be that weightage of Capabl's contribution?
So I would say around 50 to 60% would be the weightage from Capabl side. So having like a mock interview in the NaukriSaksham program, we had like mock interviews and having like a resume validation sessions. I would say like these gave me like a opportunity to crack the code, like crack the job interview. So before like having my resume, before having the like before validating my resume, I had like a resume for 2-3 pages long. So listing out all the things that I done. So people like I don't remember. Some people were they help the mentors helped me like cut it down, and they gave me tips like half of the tips that I said here came from those members mentors only. So
From
I
Capabl team,
Capable
Sarup was
mentors, yeah,
Capabl. Okay.
Sarup and yeah, all
Okay.
those guys. And I think I have to give them applause. Like they had shaped me here, so I would say like I was shaped by them, and they also gave me the like confidence that I need to crack the interviews. And after that, I was like only like having practice sessions. That's it. So
Got it.
like I was always having in the mind that this is the job for me. So when I attend any interview, I'm like, this is the job for me. I have to crack it. That's it. That's my mindset. So with that mindset, I go inside an interview, if I don't get place, I will be like looking at what are the mistakes that I did. I will just go back to it and see what I can do about it, and then go on to the next interview. So that's my process.
Nice, nice. Any funny thing have happened in any of an interview which you laugh till today about it?
Yeah, so one of the things like the in Andritz, the CEO was like a pilot of a 737 or something. So I was like really shocked. This guy is like that. And
Yeah.
also in one of my peers who had interviewed with the CEO, he was like feeling really nervous. And the CEO was like very chill guy. He was like, I will take you to a lunch in the evening. Don't worry. I will take you personally. Don't worry. If you don't feel nervous, just have a drink of water. So these were the kind of employees that we can see right now. So they aren't like attend right. They're like, they don't have. They always feel, make the interview very pleasing, and they don't make them feel nervous. So I would say depending upon the companies, like people are mostly chill. Like they are not in the obligation like to be having like angry face, being too strict like in our college professors like that. So they're always chill,
Hmm.
and we can also if we are also confident of ourselves about ourselves, I think we will be able to go through interviews easily.
Got it. Got it. And one more thing which I somewhere uh, realized is time management. I was not able to focus on that till now. Uh, how much tough it is for you to spare 1 hour, 1.5 hour a day for any of an extra activity? You are doing some certifications, course, being part of Baja Supra event. If you do any extra academic, if you do any activity apart from your regular academics, and you spare 1.5 hour a day for that, how tough for you it is to maintain with your regular college if you are a second, third year engineering guy?
So I would say like if you are a person who can who listens to class like all the time, who at least 90% of the time, I think you just have to revise in the day before the exam. You need not like have to sit for like 4 or 5 hours mugging up the whole thing. If you're doing that, like listening properly in the class, I don't think you have to you will have spare time in the evening. So you will have time to do your extracurricular activities. And if you feel like a weak student, I think you can spare, like instead of going out to movies, like you can cut down on that time on the extra entertainment activities. I think like people waste a lot of time in social media, like scrolling through reels, shorts, anything. So like by the time you go to the 10th, you will be feeling like 1 hour has passed. So I think you have to take your life a little bit more serious because of the this time, because a lot of engineers are going out and the competition is really high. I think you have to take your life a little bit more seriously, and you should feel like this time is like an investment. You shouldn't feel like it is for your future. So you have to spare some time for this, and at least have 1.5 hours in your time daily to like upgrade yourselves. So that's what my view is.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Great. I think I have covered most of the things here from my side. A lot to talk to you, but because of the time constraint, I think we will take it from here. Anything first of all, one thing which I missed in the beginning is your introduction. We'll do that at the last.
Yeah.
And apart from that, one thing is that um, any message which you would like to give to your fellow engineers who are in the fourth year right now, who are scared because they are not getting job, and any message you would like to give to your juniors also who are still having chance and opportunity to grow themselves as a industry favorite engineers, and what all thing they should do, if you could throw some light on that.
Okay, so starting with my introduction, I am Aniruddha from St. Joseph College of Engineering. I'm a final year student, B mechanical engineering student based in Chennai. So I am like a studious person, as I said, and my hobbies include like my what do you say, like hobbies like keyboard, and I always like more curious to learn about the new stuff that is being posted on the internet, and also like. Now, apart from the free time, I always like exercise, like do cycling. That's it. So this is a short bit about me. And the advice that I would give to my fellow like engineers is like don't feel scared. Have a little bit of hope, and don't feel like dejected that you are not getting place. So you'll have a job somewhere for you. So always don't worry. You might start small compared to others, but if you put in the hard work, I think you'll be after some time you'll be having in a place. You'll be standing in a place much above than others, and for my fellow juniors, I would say still there is time. You can go through a lot of stuff, like go through the internet. So internet is like whole like vast thing. So apart from the social media like Instagram and other things, you can also use it for good. You also have like a lot of topics. Just Google like what are all the new technologies in mechanical engineering. That's it. You just have to start it. You just if you give these kind of keywords, you'll get all the things that you need to like start. So I think that would be a great starting point. After like having some insight from there, you can get support from a college or from the internet itself. Again, like you could ask like where are all the different kinds of courses. Now there is like lot of technologies. Like most of the content is available in YouTube itself, so they need not spend a lot of money also. So these are the things that I would advise me people. That's it.
Perfect. Great. Thank you, Aniruddha. And it was wonderful talking to you. I myself got a lot of insight because after talking to you, I realized that there are few things which we can focus more on, and what students are missing in their day-to-day engineering journey. Stay in touch. We would love to invite you for any of our sessions which we are doing in Chennai, or for students where you can come and share your experience as a giving back to the society and sharing how they can be industry ready. So if in that sense you would be interested to talk, we would love to connect with you and give you various opportunities to go as a speaker in colleges and talk to the students in a smaller batches. So this is something which you are planning. And apart from that, if you need any support, any guidance from the tech team, Arbaz, or anyone here, we are always there, you know. And wish you very good luck for your near future. Thanks a lot. Thank you for the time.
Yeah. Thank you for the opportunity as well. Yeah.
Okay. Nice talking to you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.